What's up, Greg? I'm Danny Gonzalez, and this is what I watch on YouTube when no one is watching. Corridor and Corridor Crew. Every time they do like a VFX artist react, I watch those. I actually used to work for them. That was the last job that I had before I was a YouTuber. I was a pretty bad employee, I'm comfortable saying, because I was kind of trying to work on my own YouTube channel a lot at the time. And so I did not have the mental capacity to be doing both of those things at once. I do love their channel. It was kind of a dream job to work there because I've been watching them since I was in high school. I've always thought it's so cool how they have evolved through the years. They started as just Corridor Digital, posting like special effects demos and little short films on their main channel, but now they've evolved with the times because what people want on YouTube is so much different now than just like these short viral things, which they do still make. But now their second channel, Corridor Crew, is almost more so the main channel. Like they post so much on there and they've developed so many different formats that work really well for YouTube now. So I think it's so cool how they've been able to evolve through the years alongside the creator ecosystem. There's a couple channels in my subscription list that I feel like I click on every time they upload. Alex O'Connor is one of them. He has a podcast called Within Reason that's always super interesting. He brings in experts on religion, Christianity, atheism, biblical scholarship, but also like consciousness and things like that. I've been watching his channel for a really long time. I really like when he sits down with people that I already am aware of, but haven't seen like a good long form conversation with, like his episode with Hank Green. He did an episode with Vsauce too, which was really interesting. He's done a couple episodes about panpsychism too, which is like a fun new theory of consciousness and psychology. Panpsychism is a theory that consciousness is like the base building block of reality. Molecules are made out of atoms, atoms are made out of quarks, quarks, you know, you go down the list and all the way at the bottom is consciousness. And then our brains are just like, because everything is made of consciousness, it's all put together. Different senses and abilities are added onto the consciousness because the brain has memory and senses and stuff. So it's just like a whole nother way of seeing things. And as far as I'm aware, I don't know if there's like a ton of evidence that supports the theory. It's just kind of the fact that like, scientists for a long time assumed that it was one way and are kind of now questioning whether those assumptions are valid or whether they've just basically been assumptions and that it could be totally different. For me to bring up channels that I really like, because I feel like I just go through like phases of being really interested in certain topics. Like for a long time, I was watching Not Just Bikes and City Nerd, which are all like about city planning and making walkable cities. And then like, you know, I'll watch that for a few months and then I like get stuck on a new topic. The channels that I am like very interested in change a lot. And then there's like a few staples that I feel like I've been watching for years and years. It feels cliche to say, but I genuinely do watch like all of my friends' videos. So like anytime Drew uploads or anytime Curtis uploads or Eddie or like any of my friends, I watch those. Not just because they're my friends, but because like I genuinely enjoy their videos. And that's why we became friends in the first place, is because we had that mutual connection and we liked each other's videos before we knew each other personally. We occasionally give each other feedback on videos or ask for feedback before we post a video. I will like, if I have like a bunch of thumbnail ideas, I'll send them to like a group chat with some friends and be like, which ones do you guys like? Or titles. I think Eddie and I have occasionally like sent unlisted links to videos we're about to post to each other just to be like, what do you think? And I also do that to people in my life too. If I have a big video I've been working on for a while, I will show Laura the whole video before I post it. And I'm kind of just like enjoying watching it with her, because when you're editing, you're kind of like watching it with a critical eye, and you're a lot of times you're like, your focus is really narrow on just the one specific scene or like few seconds that you're working on. And so you don't watch it as a whole finished product until you watch it with someone. And then it's kind of like all of a sudden you're in the audience. But also because I like watching Laura's reaction and what she laughs at and what she doesn't, because I feel like it helps me know when I was actually funny and when I thought I was being funny. And so sometimes after she watches a video, I'll go into my office and cut a bunch of stuff out of the video.